off my unnecessarily. That's it. And we're back.
Yay!
So
Yay!
we this part so far. Basically, if you didn't watch the last part, all you've been missing is the third Star Wars film, where it's just them playing politics most of the movie.
The Trade Federation.
It's a trap.
Yep, that's what he says.
The Trade Federation is a trap.
Wait, who says what? I was just saying.
We're just in the Galactic Senate, is all that's happening.
Yep.
That's literally how I explained it to Will.
Is that the bit?
It's like we're in episode 3.
Is that the bit of the
much.
film when I fell asleep?
Well, episode 2.
No, that was right after the intro crawl.
Is that the bit when they keep floating up and down in those funny little?
Yes.
Anyway, let's move
Yes.
on.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
We're here today at the Galactic Senate, here to talk about upcoming bills. First on the menu. Okay, no, it's not a Monty Python
Clorox
sketch.
bleach.
I don't know why. Yeah, the type of bleach we will be using.
Orange soda.
All right. Anyway,
Doritos.
before it actually does become a Monty Python sketch,
If only.
the
Monty. But
yeah. Okay.
Nobody expects the Galactic Inquisition.
Speaking of Monty, his advisor Clarence is currently laying on the ground.
I tell you who
as
didn't expect it. Clarence. Ha!
Jed was nice enough to solder his wound closed.
Yeah.
The most painful way ever.
By stun rotting him.
I told you I was going to wrap him in tinfoil before I did it.
All right. So kick back off, Aven. You can take the floor because you were.
Montith, in your negotiations with the Knights of Emanon, has it solely been your advisor that has taken the stand in keeping communications with the Knights, or have you also participated in those meetings?
Initially, I did in fact participate, but as time progressed, it became more of a deal of my advisor as I was needed elsewhere.
And in that time, have you felt any difference from the initial negotiations to now or recent?
I wouldn't know other than this event in particular. I haven't had any negotiations whatsoever with them since my last, but Warren still seems to be here. There doesn't seem to be any feud, so I assume that means that Clarence has been doing a great job.
And what are the affairs that you are aware of within your house, and what are some things that you might not know?
Did you just ask him what he doesn't know?
Yeah.
It's something like.
Well, this is happening. Can I be?
think that's how questions work.
Well, this is
Your
happening. Can I be
mind is
getting?
no longer clouded. What information flooded in that
Can
you
I
were
be?
blocked from?
Can I be getting a chair and putting Clarence on the chair?
Sure. And he tells you the issues he's very much aware of. As you would know, Aven, the resistors have been a massive issue on our planet. I'm aware that the Knights have been helping us combat them and have weakened their forces significantly.
Do you know anything about the Sagara and their enslavement to your house?
And he thinks for a second. And he's got nothing. He's kind of blank.
And who was in charge of those dealings?
What dealings?
In deciding to enslave the Sagara?
There's no enslavement. We have a treaty with the Sagara.
I'm going to have a mental link with him. link up with them and start flashing pictures of like the Sagara with their necklaces and bracelets on, and then one of them like running away and his head exploding, like various pictures of.
Did you see these things to be able to have these perfect images? Because I think all you saw was the initial guy.
Yeah, we never saw one of them explode. We heard a story of one trying to escape, and he exploded.
Okay, so then never mind. I thought we saw
But
that.
we did see a lot of them very fearful when we went to like touch their bracelets and
And
stuff.
we got
so
one
we
to-
did see a lot of fear
And we got one
related
to
to it, which you could
we
show.
got one to breakdance naked in front of him. we
I forgot
That
about that.
we-
I wish I could continue.
we
to
as the
forget about
collective did that. Remember?
Yeah,
No.
none of those I really
No,
want to show
You
off.
did.
Never mind.
So you're awful.
I thought for some reason we had seen the explosion. So
No.
Awesome.
No,
Okay.
we heard a story about it.
Mm-hmm.
all right, retcon.
I whisper to Aven, ask him if he knows that Clarence was in his head, or if he knows about Clarence's powers.
Montenth, were you aware of the abilities that your advisor had?
To what? Lead? To communicate? His charisma?
No.
I laugh.
Come on now, he only has an 8 in charisma.
His abilities to influence the minds of others, to infiltrate their thoughts, and be able to communicate through that.
We have no one like that here. Everyone knows someone with that type of power needs to be trained in that art, and Clarence has been here as long as I can remember. Be it he's much older than I, but at some point or another he would have had to have learned this art somewhere.
I stand up and say, Clarence is by far the most powerful and best psychic I have ever seen in my life. No one even comes remotely close to having this kind of ability on this planet.
Aside from Austin.
No
of
one
course.
on this planet comes anywhere close.
Oh, you're right. I'm not from this planet.
And
And
I'll
then
turn to
Johnny from Rue stands up and says, "See, that proves it was them."
I'll turn to Jed and I'll just
Starts
be like,
yelling about Clarence.
We can't prove that now. You
You'll
idiot.
wake up. Look, can I just ask Monty, how does he feel about the fact that we know that Clarence has been in his head? We don't know for how long, and that for the decisions he's been making for his house aren't his own.
He's kind of blank on this. He has no idea what you're talking about.
Can we get
It's
any of the,
basically like he tries to think back to certain events and it's just black. Like there's nothing there.
does he relay that
Monty,
information
are
to
you-
us?
Pretty much. Well, you can tell he's got something up. Like he's thinking back and he's got nothing.
Monteith, do you recall do you recall when my party and I visited you and spoke with you when we arrived on Saugus?
Yes, you approached me. I allowed you to pet Q. You and your friends. We discussed your return. We talked about diplomacy, and then you were on your way.
Did you not remember the fear on the face of the Sagara that did not want any of us to examine their caller?
Tell him about the breakdancing.
Is a Sagara a member of your party? I don't.
No.
And now is when I'm breaking and I'll do a mental link and show to him.
The breakdancing naked Sagara.
No, I want to show I don't know if my power can be this powerful or not. You could tell me, but I picture in my mind a split image of us looking at the guy trying to take off the thing, and the fear that I read inside that guy's mind at the same time of having it taken off.
Well, I mean, ultimately, all you're doing is you're just processing your thoughts to him. So if you're able to think it, then I wouldn't say that's too powerful. Unless you're like, I imagine a nuke, and then he explodes or something.
No. So yeah, no. I want to show him, like, you know, the guy, us trying to take it off or whatever, and the fear that was in him, and then sure, as a end trailer, we'll show him the naked breakdancing because
yeah, and at this point, before even the naked breakdancing, he's holding his head, very, very confused to the point where he's about to collapse.
And I pull out way before that happens, and I blow this PowerPoint.
All of a sudden, memory juice just flies on Monty's face.
Oh my
God.
This is too...
He's the second most powerful psychic on this planet.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Man, that was like, I was like, oh, this is how this is gonna turn. Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
I pull out before. Okay.
Pull out.
Yep.
Before.
That just happened.
Yeah.
So no mind babies.
And welcome back to the
No
Tales-
mind babies.
Wait, can I make mind babies?
Nope. Nope.
So anyways,
That quick no.
back to the story.
I love how this whole time I thought Kyle's camera was frozen. Then he talked and he starts moving again.
No, I was looking at something, so I was.
Ah, okay.
We're looking up something. In the book.
So
Austin takes out a cigarette from nowhere.
yeah, as you do. So what happens next now that he mind came on him?
Aven, the show's yours. I'm spent.
What? But I thought Monty didn't even respawn. Like, I'm waiting.
Well,
for
yeah,
that.
I said he basically is almost passed out from, like,
I'm that damn good.
From being mind fucked, pretty much.
I mean, I guess that probably is the proper term for it. It's something that wasn't there that's just being forced into his mind, and then he's just kind of, you know, his mind can't process because it's something that he was present for but doesn't recall. Like it's not something that agrees with what his mind knows.
I mean, did he at least, like, was he able to feel the same emotions that the cigar did?
Well, he was able to kind of provide how the cigar was feeling, but it's also, you got to remember, it'd be kind of a psychological response to. It doesn't make sense to your mind, so it tries to push it out, like it's trying to do away with this because it doesn't make any sense to it. So Monty's kind of having a bit of a breakdown right now.
I believe
as far as
that.
they know, Austin just attacked him.
So is Aven.
I mean, technically, Aven doesn't even fully know what happened. He just knows you're like, I got this. And then all of a sudden, Monty starts screaming and falls asleep.
Can I
We're doing a great job representing House Stew.
Can I suggest we take a break?
Yeah?
Book one.
And no, I mean as in a break in the meeting. And you get Monty over here. We slap Clarence about a bit, try and wake him up, and we see where this leads. We've got two problems and we haven't solved either of them, and we're not getting any closer to solving either of them. We've made this breakthrough that Monty has been mind fucked for the last however many years, and we need to know what he wants to do about it.
Job, though. For the record, I'm still, remember I teleported over to Monty. I was still standing right next to him, so I kind of, if he like kind of falls over or whatever, there to catch him, and I'm kind of like trying to soothe him a little bit, if that makes any sense. I'm whispering sweet nothings into his ear.
Pillow talk.
Exactly.
I believe that what we should do is, for the time being, we suspend powers and authorities that are the House of Sues, and we collectively discuss a a new
And now there's
negotiation.
all kinds of issues, of course, going on at Sue, because there's the ones that are freaking out originally at Monta, thinking that Austin's hurting him, and he's trying to be like, no, it's he's like yelling that it's not him, he's not attacking, it's don't get mad. And then they're of course also saying that you shouldn't have the power to take away their power, and they're yelling at Aven. And there's people confused why Clarence was just stunned at the podium. So it's basically just a big crap fest for the Sioux towards you guys right now.
I'm assuming power.
Under what grounds?
As the dawn of the House of Dew.
His dad's eyes light up.
Oh, snap.
Dun, dun, dun.
So
I will use my remote manipulation to float the microphone up and have it just drop.
I need that.
It's like Chase.
It's like rolling downstairs.
No, Austin,
David's just like, no.
I grab hold of Clarence's arm, lift it up, and go, objection, and then put it back down again.
Well, and they are objecting because at this point they're the most powerful. They're like, why would we listen to Do? And then
Jordan, I'm
Because you
gonna
have
walk
to
out.
do the do.
did you see your
I'm gonna walk
Marcus?
out. Yeah, I'm gonna walk out and let Ricardo do his thing first.
What I am suggesting here is to call a new treaty, one that will allow us to negotiate terms with the Knights of Emanon as a whole, collectively, the primum, as one, and not separately, as to avoid any more conflicts that may cause reason to doubt one party over the other, which I understand is hard to do as this is sudden. But I believe that because of the current circumstance, because of the assassination attempts, because of the current situation with Montith and his advisor Clarence, I believe that it's our duty to keep order as the primum, as the leaders of Saugus. And
I don't know why I'm doing this, Scott. I'm being the leader of Moo, who's the guy with the beard. So he's sitting there, and he said he'd follow Do, so he's agreeing with Aven's.
I stand up and I say, Aven, are you suggesting that all of the families work together for the greater good here?
yes, Jed.
I mean,
exactly what I'm-
that sounds preposterous. It sounds like a stupid idea that could never ever happen. These people
just watch it.
These people couldn't work together. And you know what? It sounds like if they were to, they might even find out who tried to kill them all.
Thank you, Jed.
Oh, did I say that out loud? Sorry, I meant to whisper it to you.
I'll start a slow clap.
I believe that we will be able to find who the perpetrator is, and I believe that it will be in a way that is peaceful and would not cause any war, any conflict.
I hold Clarence's arm up again and say, "It was me." And put his arm back down.
the Moo and Fu are behind the Do, but the Sioux. Why'd you name it like this, Ricardo? But the Sioux disagrees with you, and the Roo refused to work with the Sioux, so they disagree too.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking Dr. Seuss book.
And so I believe that we should
We'll fuse under one house called Du House.
House mesh.
I believe that the this schism that has been formed between the Roo and the Sioux can be mended and through this alliance together as the primum. So because of the suspension of the House of Sioux's powers, I believe that it would cause reason to accept the help of the rest of us.
And Johnny Rue believes that while they're at their weakest, this would be the time to take out the Sioux. This is the time that you could all work together to remove them and prevent a potential upbringing amongst all of the powers, because they have the most power currently.
I trust that you will all assist the House of Dew in our efforts to unite as one. And
he just continues yelling over you because he knows that you're disacknowledging him, and that already shows that you're not fit to be the leader.
Johnny of the House of Rue continues to exert himself and with these outbursts, and so I want to
challenge him to a duel.
Yes. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
Aven's bedroom.
Ayo.
Jesse just about spent his drink everywhere.
I did almost.
So I suggest a temporary suspension of both the House of Sioux and the House of Rue in.
He's like, look at this man. He's a tyrant. He's already trying to use his power and dictate who gets power and when.
Make it outsider the leader for now. Jed should be the leader.
Who was in charge before Johnny?
Salamune.
Is that his father or something? Or
no, he was the original. This is his heir in a sense.
Can I ask just
family heir, not biological.
How does power pass in this? I know, Ricardo was taking over for his father or whatever, but is it always
that's a
familial,
very very rare thing to happen.
So how does it usually happen within the houses? That's for the houses to decide, or?
Correct.
Okay.
So I say this to Aven, but a bit too loud. I say, is Johnny the only one who was benefited from the events of last night?
I'd like to invite Jed to the stand.
the last time that happened.
This can't possibly go wrong. Fine.
Do you swear to tell the truth the whole
I basically slide across the stage towards the microphone and then tap it. It says this thing on.
As he goes to
you hear that horrible
whoa.
Yeah, the reverberation noise with all the feedback.
As Jed goes to speak into it, I'll remote manipulate it, so it just kind of taps him in the.
Hello. Some of you may not know me. My name is Jed.
Who?
Yeah, that's pretty much the exact thought of all of those.
Now, can you all shut up and sit down for a second, please?
As they are all sitting in their seats looking at you.
Thank you.
Austin's just standing over in the
Johnny,
still next to Monty, yelling at you.
Johnny, shut up.
What power does this man have?
The power of talking and a microphone. So shut your trap. This meeting was called for 2 reasons. Well, 1 reason, and it became 2. The first one was around the clear slavery that's happening on this planet. Our original suspicions were that it was the Knights of Emanon. I think what the shipwright has said might well be true. I think, unfortunately, the House of Sioux has been manipulated, or has done the manipulation of Monty to allow this enslavery to happen. And it's apparent that Monty knows nothing about it. Only Clarence can be responsible for this. If Clarence is the one doing the dealing with the Knights of Emanon, then it has to be Clarence that's worked this in his favour. Which poses a number of questions about how many other things that Monty isn't aware of. Now, based on what happened last night, I don't think the right approach for you as a group of families is to split and divide. Someone else is trying to kill you. Now, it could be one of you in the room. The only person who's benefited from last night is little Johnny over here, who also has a lot to say. Hey, Johnny. Shut up, Johnny.
You?
Shut up,
He
Johnny.
doesn't remember your name.
Shut up, Johnny.
Okay.
Can I get a read on Johnny real quick?
Mm-hmm. He's slightly intimidated.
Okay.
His brain is sweating from being nervous.
Dim brain sweats.
Yeah.
So I suggest, as a group of families that I assume all want the best for themselves and for this planet as a whole, that you work together to try and achieve one of these goals at the very least. And in the long run, working together to try and figure out who is trying to assassinate who would be the best idea. The best way to cover up an assassination like this would be to try and go for all the families. Maybe you only get the one target that you wanted to get. The other option is that Clarence is an evil mastermind and behind all of this. In which case, I could just shoot him now.
I start a slow clap.
Thank you, Jed.
Montathus kind of recovers, like, please don't shoot him.
Thank you, Jed McJedi, for your words.
Jordan, while Aven did his first thing, I wanted to go out and find a Sakaran.
Okay. Yeah. You're by their turf, so you'd find some, yeah.
Right. Go up to I go up to the first one I see.
Okay. And
Is
how
it,
may I assist you?
Is it male or female?
Surprise me.
I'll just make it
transgendered Sagan.
male.
Hermaphrodite has both.
What's that? Excuse me, sir.
Okay. Now, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What's that? Hello, my name is Marcus. And
Hello, Marcus. How may I assist you today?
yes, I am representing House 2. I don't know if you are aware, but all of the houses are gathering, talking about the situation that's going on this planet.
Go on.
And we would like to hear from Sagarin and their thoughts.
I don't know if that's best.
They have asked me to go out and grab one and ask him to come in and share his thoughts.
So will you just get into the back of my van, please?
There's some candy.
This one that says free candy.
Yes.
And there's a puppy back there. So
Two of them
time,
and a bunny.
Time is very urgent. Would you please follow me?
I will try and speak for the entirety of my people. That's a big load to ask for, but I will try my best.
Thank you. And Jordan, I should have told this in first, but I want to make sure he had a collar and a watch on.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And just before Aven gets back on the mic, I want to say to him that on the way here, Clarence said something that was supposed to lead me down one path. Now, I don't know if he was trying to manipulate me. I don't know if he was being honest, but he said heads don't just explode by themselves.
I mean, you must have heard part of that, but yeah.
Sorry?
Said you misheard part of that, but yeah.
Oh, did I? Aven doesn't hear us, by the way. His Discord is messed up.
Wow. But yeah, it definitely
Really?
wasn't heads.
Did you say collars?
Nope.
Did you say...
No, caller is muted right now.
Not collar.
Oh, you said caller?
Collars.
What did he
So
say?
that's also not what I said.
God damn
Or
it.
he said.
Yeah,
it's kind of
Butters,
important.
can you just get in my mind and remember what...
I'll go ahead and roll, so we have a number there, by the way. There we go.
Even better.
wow, you went from
You went from a Crit
fail to a
crit fail. Yeah.
Well, the fail was on a 6-sided. The crit success was on a 20.
It's the same difference.
Yeah.
No, it's not. There's a much better chance of getting a 1 on a 1d6 as opposed to a 1d20.
It's impressive either way. Take the compliment. Jesus.
No, I don't want a compliment.
And I kind of lead over to Jed. I'm kind of almost out of power for the day. I need to nap.
Okay, now I can hear what happened.
Cool.
I don't know. Like,
I was telling
the
you
last
that.
thing I heard was Kyle like convincing someone.
Yeah, Kyle went and got a slave to return to the room, and I told you that Clarence told me something about people's heads exploding, and that they don't just do it by themselves. But apparently, that's not what he told me.
Yeah.
I meta game. I remember what it is. If I could remind him.
Don't tell him.
This
It's better
feels.
if we don't tell him.
This
It's
feels
great.
this feels very much like a Jed kind of thing to do.
It really does.
Yes, it really
like
does.
not to
Which
have
is,
been
don't tell
listening,
him.
not to have been listening, and just kind of ad-libbed it and hoped. Yeah, so Aven, Clarence told me he had the same goal as me, and that heads don't explode by themselves.
What is your?
I think he might have been coming on to me.
Was this
know if
after you jumped his bones?
I don't know if that's relevant to this right now, though.
I mean, it feels relatively relevant. He was quite open about being a psychic. You know, and for the
he
fact
certainly can't speak for himself right now.
he'll
because,
wake up, all right. But for the fact that his boss didn't know he was a psychic, he was telling me, and telling me that he'd been helping us since we'd been here.
Well, then what is this? Then what are we gonna do? He's unconscious. You can't.
He'll
you can't
wake
speak
up
for him.
I thought this was
Yeah,
the
but
best
when?
opportunity. I thought this was the best opportunity for us to try and get information from Monty without someone being in his head. At least now we know that Monty has no idea. Right? I suggest we take him back to the ship and torture him. And then
For fun?
and then we'll find one of those collars and watches and we'll put them on him.
Not right now. We're still in this meeting.
Is this meeting still going on, for God's sake? Whew.
They're all just watching you guys have this conversation.
Yeah.
They're like, did they just say they're going to kidnap and torture Clarence?
They're like right in front of the microphone, so everyone can hear it.
I start a slow clap.
For the 4th time today, Amalthia follows and does.
And has no idea why.
Yeah, they're
Yep.
just like, oh, okay, is this what we're doing now? All right.
Yep, Jordan, have I gotten back?
Yeah, you come walking in with the song in.
All right, but before we walk in, I tell him just to be quiet until we reach the stands, and then as I guess Jed and Aven are somewhat arguing or doing whatever, I walk up.
You hear it through the speakers. Let's
Yeah.
take him back and execute her to torture him.
Jed and I guess should I say Aven or Don Aven do?
Just Aven, whatever. You still
Okay, Aven.
Not where.
Don
Is it
Aven
alright
do.
if
Don Aven Where Primum Do is the name.
yeah?
Your Donness.
Is it alright if I have the stands and you see that I have a cigar in with me?
Yeah, I invite Marcus Seelney to the stand.
I am the Don now. I just claims power.
Open mic night. Who's next?
Yeah. As we're walking by each other, I'm going to tell both of them, get as far back as you can.
Why?
I was like, are you going to execute me?
Don't.
I'm going to
Don't.
grab the cigar and by his arm where his watch is. My arm is going to be right under the watch.
And it's tied on there, so it's not, can't really go under it.
Well, I mean, it's like his wrist where the watch is. I'm grabbing like right under it.
Yeah.
I'm going to lift his arm up.
He's going to fight back with this one.
I know.
Okay.
I'm
that would be-
backing away.
That would be strength.
Yeah.
Like far away.
I'm hiding behind Clarence's chair, pointing Clarence towards them on the chair.
my god.
12.
Your strength is +4?
Yeah.
Holy crap. I don't have anything over +1.
Because it's unarmed.
And he swings around to punch Marcus for trying to kill him.
So I grab him on the arm under the watch and lift it up. This is one of the cigars and watches that we have all been talking about. With my other hand,
I pull Amalthia back.
The watch.
Did you say you're going to remove it?
Yes.
He definitely takes a punch.
I grab blue and cover my face with him.
No, I have blue. What are you, Jed?
What is your armor class, Marcus?
2.
Okay, he hits you.
We are against the wall with our puppies behind our backs.
2 damage, and he pulls away and starts yelling "murderer."
Moved away from a punch. He's
doing like this and trying to pull his arm away from you.
I lost your camera, so I can't see you.
Oh.
My first one was to grab his arm, so he would need to.
Yeah, and that you pulled him in the air, and then whenever you try to do it again, now you can see me. He kind of does like this thing to try and pull this arm away from you as he punches at you, and he's yelling "murderer" because the mic is right there with you both. And
then I'm gonna roll to keep my hand on.
And then Knights of Eminon pull out their guns and tell you to stop because you've got an active bomb in the building with them.
Yeah.
So they know it's an active bomb.
Somebody came walking in with a collar and necklace, and he said, "Watch this," and tries to rip it off of them. Yeah, they're not taking chances.
I'm rolling to keep my grip.
All right, and they tell you to release him.
I'm gonna try and take the watch off.
All right, the Minonian Knights shoot. Your armor, what you have? Just normal armor stuff, right? The plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and tier 3 or higher weapons won't be protected by that. So.
Well, I rolled a 12 to try to take the watch off.
Cool. Let's see how these guys do when they shoot you.
All right.
Oh, yeah. One misses. One misses. All right, one shoots you and does 8 damage.
Okay.
And now everybody, of course, is pulling out their weapons as well because, again, Marcus is trying to kill people here. So let's... Go ahead, try again, I guess, because I'd let you go and do your turn. Was that your roll right there?
Yeah, the 12 was to take the watch off.
All right.
I like the fact that we're all just standing there watching with our mouths open, which is like that.
No, I am way against the wall.
No, but now 12 more damage has been done to Marcus.
All right, so the watch still isn't off?
What the hell is going on?
All right.
It's going to be a lot. It's a big metal.
What the...
Why are you still...
Okay, the Knights are shooting again. It's another 10 damage.
I'm gonna negate that.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I just shout from behind the chair? I think you've made your point.
Another 7 damage then.
I am down.
I love the idea of him just walking in and be like,
I'm gonna peer up from behind Clarence, and then I'm gonna edge towards the microphone and say, "I suggest we take a quick break here."
That, and I made my point.
I second that motion.
You made your point by getting shot by like 4 different directions.
Yeah. Well, I made the point of
the Knights.
The point of the collars and the watches, because why would the Eminons shoot at me if they didn't think it was dangerous?
To rip it off, and he yelled "murderer."
I'm going to suggest that the slave leaves and that we take a quick 10, 15, 20-minute break. Maybe an hour. Maybe an hour for Marcus to, potentially get healed. Maybe not. And for Aven to step up to the plate and move this thing forward.
I want to apologize for what's going on. Please, everyone, just calm down. And
did he just try and kill us?
I did not.
Not you, him. The dead one.
They all saw me trying to take the watch off.
Yeah, but like you said, that they don't really know for sure what the deal is. It's just, I mean, obviously people have heard that that's what happens. People like, and of course, Jareg's seen it.
It appears that man, you guys made it so hard. I don't know what the heck to say.
Really? I made that completely easy for you. So easy. Should roll with it.
We can see that the what we had stated about the collars and the bracelets, that it is an endangerment to the Sagara and has been brought upon us because of whatever negotiations were between the Sioux.
And then your father kind of chimes in, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure we announced that pretty much everyone here except for Monty was aware of this.
And so, and we know that the person who was in charge of the negotiations with the Knights of Amnon and had decided to place this, and had decided to implement these devices onto Sagara innocence was Clarence. And so with that, I move forward with the motion to suspend the power of the House of Sioux indefinitely.
Did you say indefinitely?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Sioux obviously don't agree, but the other houses for this one, yeah, they agree with getting rid of the, well, you know, it being a little ridiculous. And then of course the Rue are like, yeah, get rid of him entirely. You know, your buddy Johnny. The Knights couldn't be bothered with this ordeal. They are, you know, they're pretty much done with this, and they're taking a knocked out Marcus into custody.
Motion carries. And now I bring forward the motion to unite as a single alliance, as the primum, and vow to protect all innocents, Sagara or human.
And Johnny stands up again and he's like, still under, like, what reason would you be the one to lead us? You've clearly proven here today that you don't have this power. Of your friends that have come up today, one man has jumped into another man's mind. One has jumped into one man's mind. One has stunned a man, and the other tried to kill or get killed all of us.
Just while that's being said,
you are very eager to take power into your own hands.
I'm very eager to protect my family, and with your party, that's obviously not going to happen. Your ragtag crew of murderers aren't fit to lead.
Just while this conversation,
I'm not speaking for my comrades here.
Just while this conversation is happening, I'm picking up Marcus's rabbit and suggesting that the Knights take him into custody as well because he was an accomplice.
I'm glad you're taking all things into account, Jed.
A rapid accomplice.
What a goddamn harebrained scheme.
Okay. So, Aven?
It appears that you are taking it appears that you're speaking out of turn multiple times during this meeting.
You are trying to claim power over my family after showing that the company you surround yourself with are both dangerous and not to be trusted, and then claim to take the power of multiple families in one sitting. It shows that not only do you have a complete lack of respect for those around you, but you also have temptation and want for power.
And you obviously have a lack of listening.
Oh,
I suggested to bring all families together as one unit. Never once did I claim that I would lead us as a soul.
That was your first statement.
No, it wasn't.
Well, like whenever whenever you mentioned it, you said under one family, under the do after you claimed to be the new.
No, I said as one family, as like one unit. I never said like under do, like.
All right. Well, anyway, back into it. Go on.
I mean, that's it. Like, I'm just.
Well, in that case, then who do you believe should hold power? Jed's hand slowly rises.
Jed's holding up Clarence's hand. No, easy. Marcus's rabbit.
No.
Done.
I believe that collectively, as a whole, the heads of each family should work together as a leading council.
So exactly as it's set now.
No. We won't be seen, or we won't act as as separate units individually, but
instead of Duru Mufusu, we will be Lu.
No. We will serve all under one single banner and not separately as individual houses.
And what banner is that?
We will decide.
Clarence starts to come to.
And I'll look. I guess I'll
He's
look.
still
over
there
to
with Jed.
Yeah, I guess I'll look over to Jed and point that out.
Hi, Clarence.
Well, I mean, you're the one who said, wait for him to wake up.
Clarence.
No, yeah.
Clarence. I slapped him in the face.
Yeah, it's reconnecting. Yeah. What happened?
Clarence, you were jumped. What do you remember?
You stunning me?
You remember that? Oh, that's unfortunate for you.
I told you I saw it coming.
Well, you should have reacted a little bit quicker.
I knew I'd be safe from bullets down on the ground.
You saw this whole thing. Shit. Monty, have you got any questions for Clarence? Jed, can you just make sure that not Jed, Butters, can you just make sure that I'm Jed? Can you just make sure that he doesn't need to know that you haven't got any PowerPoints?
I can still read emotions, so I can make sure he's not in his mind. So I'll keep a firm watch on Monty's mind, emotions, just to make sure he doesn't jump in there.
And Monty kind of asks, like, Clarence, what he's doing there. And Clarence, you apparently called me here.
Sorry,
Joe
the only question you've got, Monty, is what he's doing here, and not why he's in your head.
He still doesn't really have any way to know he was in his head.
Clarence, have you been in Monty's head?
Yeah, tons of times. Try persuasive roll.
Monty's head is my vacation home.
That would be a... Oh, hold on, I can re-roll. Because I'm assuming a 7 was a fail.
It was.
Fuck.
How about a 7?
It
Was
failed.
not meant to be.
Nope.
It's weird because I've got this tape saying that you were.
Well, by all means, please present this tape to the audience.
Later. Let's move on. Clarence, you were the one doing the negotiations for the slavery. Correct. Okay, how did that go? How did that play out?
Which part? Negotiating with the...
Where did the collars come from?
We ordered them.
Whose idea was it?
It was my idea.
Why did you think the collars were a good idea?
And he kind of looks over at Monty and then back at you, and he's like, everyone here knows the Sagara can't be trusted. Lord Irving remembers the time where we fought against the Sagara. The issues the Sagara have caused. They've never been one that we can trust. And I'm not going to be the one to allow them to put us in danger.
So you enslaved them?
I prefer to think of it as diplomacy.
Without the knowledge of your Don?
Correct.
The head of your house that you serve. Advisor.
Yes, I was working in his place, and I believed it to be the greatest idea at the time. Of all time, even. Best idea.
Best idea ever.
The best idea at that moment.
And you are aware now that the House of Su no longer has power.
Under whose authority?
All of us. The rest of the Primum.
The other Primum. Scoff, scoff, scoff.
It seems that you've lost your throne, Jester.
He wrote that one down a week ago and's been waiting to use it.
Clarence, I mean,
yes.
it seems like the negotiations with the Knights of Memnon would have been something that was fairly important to your house, and that Monty probably normally would have been involved in those.
That's true, but he had other things to look over in terms of making sure our family was well.
What were those other things?
I just answered that.